This is AI.R. Artists in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City.
Hello, I'm John Cullum, and this is my wife, Emily Frankel.
And we are gathered here today.
Yes, to do what?
To make a post for my blog, Emmy's Talkery,
Right.
and I have an interesting subject.
Okay.
Well, you know, there's a big thing about you can't go home again.
Yeah, we did a play about that, didn't we? Something?
No, there are many plays that have
Okay.
that subject. We did a play called Look Homeward
Oh,
Angel,
yeah, well,
but
that's
that
right.
was not You Can't Go Home Again.
Right.
You can't go home again. Wasn't that a wonderful play that somebody did? Why am I not remembering? I count on you to remember all these things.
Anderson, I think a friend of ours, a playwright, wrote that one.
Okay, anyway.
Okay. Boy, we're off to a very...
I want to know,
fudgy start
could you go home again? Home being down south to Knoxville.
Yes.
Could you go home again and stay home and live there and continue to function there the way you functioned as a New Yorker? Can you go home again?
Well, I couldn't function as a New Yorker, and I wouldn't go without you, and I don't think you'd go with me, so that
Oh,
makes
wait,
it...
no. I'll go with you.
You mean that's you're saying you'd go with me?
I want to say, can you go home again? Don't count on my not going with you. Can you go home again?
Yes, I could go home.
And what
again.
would you do?
I would probably that would be a retirement for me.
No, then you can't go home because I'm never going to let you retire.
Well, I mean, there'd be
Ladies
plenty
and gentlemen,
to do.
I do not want John Cullen to retire.
No, I would be connected with the local theater there. I'm a big supporter of that.
And you're a big name.
Yeah, I'm kind of a big name down there.
You're a big name. Big name, Cullen.
Well, kind of, yeah. But yeah, and then I'd probably end up in a couple of plays or something.
Is there still a black and white, a severe racial problem in Knoxville?
No.
Are there blacks in the theater as well as whites?
That's a good point.
You don't know.
I don't recall that happening down there.
But there must be, because there must be blacks at the university.
Oh yeah, and the football team is practically all black. And
Well,
it's a
let's not
wonderful
get into
team.
racial, because racial is such a big thing now. We'll stop all conversation
Well,
and talk about racial.
The reason why I could go down there, Emily, is because all of my family is still in Knoxville. Most of them, or they're close to Knoxville, and so that's. But I wouldn't go back to Knoxville unless I intended not to be a New York actor. I don't think so. But it certainly would be a pleasant place to go to, and if you were with me, we would certainly be very active on.
We'd do my play. We would do my play. I would take Shattering Pains out of mothballs.
Yeah.
And do Shattering Pains. I've been thinking about that again and again.
Have you?
Yes, I thought Shattering Pains, because Shattering Pains was about the end of the world sounds, and the sounds of what the end of the world might be have changed.
become louder.
They're different.
Yeah, well.
Different airplanes, drones. I don't know.
Yeah, we
But
could have a lot of sound effects.
No,
we had a lot of sound effects in.
if we
Shattering
went back to Knoxville, then I want to do my play.
Okay,
Okay.
we could make that a part of it.
And where would we live in Knoxville? In the country or in the city?
Well, there are beautiful places. I mean, we could head for the Smokies where we met, and we could live in someplace like Sevierville where Dolly Parton lives, or we could go the other direction and go toward Norris Dam where they have a lot of lakes and that sort of thing, and the mountains are all around. We're right cradled in the mountains, and if that's what you want to do, Emily. You'll have to consult me because I'm not sure that I don't think you're ready to go back to Knoxville.
No, I am not ready. I don't want to give up my dance studio. I don't want to give up my dancing every day.
Well, let me just ask the people watching this, do you think I'd go down there without my wife, Emily?
No.
No, I wouldn't.
No, but I just wondered about you can't go home again, and that really is a psychological thing. You can't go back to the past, to the person that you were when you were growing up in Knoxville, and I think that's the intention of what that means.
Yeah, well...
Anyway, John,
yes,
you answered my question.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are not going home back to Knoxville.
And I don't think I answered the question. But I'll tell you what, I'm sure Emily will come up with something interesting next time, and we hope to see you then, okay?
Okay. Are we going to see them next week?
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
This is AI.R. See you next week.